My friends, as the world took time out to remember the legacy of the late Prince Philip, I was reminded of his words. It is an old cliche to say that the future is in the hands of the young. This is no longer true. The quality of life to be enjoyed, or the existence to be survived by our children and future generation, is in our hands now. My friends, this Wednesday, the 14th of April, we'll have an opportunity to decide our future and our destiny. Like many of you, I also watched the debates hosted by the Chamber of Commerce to get a better understanding of the candidates. However, there was one debate that gave me pause. On the candidate forum for Georgetown East, during the closing section, the Minister of Finance, who is also leader of the Progressive, spoke about his track record, fiscal prudence, and managing a $4 billion economy. My friends, I was shocked. The Minister of Finance just confirmed that the size of our economy fell by $1 billion last year. Per the Economics and Statistics Office, which also falls under the Minister of Finance, the Cayman Islands GDP at current prices was estimated at just over $5 billion at the end of 2019. Last week, the minister said it was $4 billion. Again, a drop of $1 billion. This decrease should come as a surprise to nobody as a result of the global pandemic. What I do find irresponsible is the massive election expenditure undertaken by the government just prior to the elections. My friends, let's give credit where credit is due. At the end of 2016, months before the 2017 elections, the government had a net operating balance of just over $120 million. The Minister of Finance at the time, Marco Archer, to his credit, did the responsible thing of putting country above party, so much so that by the end of 2017, the year of the election, the net operating balance of government increased to just under $167 million, an increase of $47 million or 39%. My friends, to have an increase like that in government finances during an election year is unheard of anywhere in the Caribbean. Today, that is not the case. In the middle of a global pandemic, when the government is operating at a deficit, our economy is not at its full potential, our tourism industry is still closed, the government has gone on a spending spree with your money to pave many roads that didn't need paving. In their rush, many of the roads are now higher than the surrounding properties that will only make the flooding situation worse. We have already seen the effects in Savannah, Red Bay, and Bordentown East, where yards were flooded after the recent rain because the roads that were recently paved were too high. My friends, go back to the 2017 campaign. You would think it is any coincidence that the three ministers that stood their ground against the premier were the three ministers that lost their seats? Look at the candidates in the PPM today. Do you see anyone of the caliber of Marco Archer or Wayne Panton? Ask the two members of the alliance why, after working with the government for 4 years, why didn't they join the PPM? Why are they still running as independents? For 4 years, we heard about the unity government, which was largely made up of the PPM and the UDP/CDP. Where's the unity government now? Where's the UDP/CDP now? My friends, party politics have not made our lives better. Party politics have not made our country better. And if you have any doubt, take a look at this chart that shows the debt of central government since the year 2000. I rest my case. My friends, this election must be about the future of our country. We have an aging population that will require a quality healthcare system that is accessible and affordable. We have people that are being forced out and frustrated on the job because some employers want them out because health insurance premiums are too high. We need universal healthcare. Healthcare is a human right. My friends, this election must be about the future of our country. The cost of living, the cost of fuel, and interest rates are too high. We must reduce or remove duty on essential items, put in place a consumer protection law to ensure that the savings are passed on to customers. We need to regulate the price of fuel. We need to implement some of the ideas that the late Bo Miller was advocating, like the creation of a bond market to bring down interest rates and provide Caymanians with a better option for mortgages and allow us to invest in our infrastructure. This bond market will also allow us to help our young people buy property and own a piece of the Cayman Rock, as they will not be required to find a deposit. This is why it is also important that the first 3 properties that Caymanians purchase require no stamp duty, regardless of value. This bond market will also allow us to offer reverse mortgages to many of our seniors that will help them in their golden years when banks don't want to lend them money because of their age. This is very important when considering that thousands of Caymanians took advantage of the mortgage holidays offered by many banks last year, and that the amount owed, as well as the time to pay off the mortgages, has increased, and in many cases, past their normal age of retirement. We will definitely need the reverse mortgage. My friends, this election must be about the future of our country. We can no longer live in a society where many Caymanians are one heart attack, one stroke, or one medical emergency from being broke or bankrupt. We need a social safety net for our people when there are emergencies to ensure that they have money coming in to care for their families and loved ones. My friends, again I remind you, while elections have consequences, the purpose of elections are to determine the will of the people. Please let your will be known by supporting candidates that are willing to support these policies that will make our lives better, our country stronger, and our future prosperous. Do not be distracted or fooled by the alliance. They are hoping that you only focus on COVID and roads and forget the port and many challenges that they fail to address. We will reopen our borders when the medical experts and the scientists say that it is safe to do so. But the challenges in our education system, our healthcare system, the high cost of living, lack of opportunities and jobs for our people will still be there long after COVID. If my opponent is any indication of the best alliance has to offer our country, God help us all. My friends, only you can decide the direction of our islands, and this is not an easy task because there will always be uncertainty and there will always be doubt. But I will leave you with this. More than 500 years ago, the father of modern political science, Machiavelli, came to the conclusion that the most difficult challenge in the history of human affairs is to change the established order of things, because those who will be disadvantaged by the change are certain of their loss, while those who will benefit from the change are uncertain of their gain. My friends, the special interest groups that are getting rich on the things that are stressing you are certain of the millions of dollars they will lose, and that is why they donate so much money to political campaigns to protect their profits. It is time for us to protect our people. Vote wisely, choose wisely. One love, one Cayman. God bless.